Hello, David Fife with Lake Country Acupuncture here for another healthy tip of the day. I've been getting a lot of questions about what one can do lifestyle-wise for high blood pressure. We seem to see it a lot. It tends to be very prevalent in the clinical situations that I come across. So I wanted to give you guys a little few healthy tips that you can do away from the clinic to improve the blood pressure, normalize it, and regulate it. We can do so much with simply staying hydrated on a cellular level because you get the right pressure gradient within the cell and within the extracellular space, so outside of the cell and within the cell. And if we're having that proper pressure gradient, the pressure in the body stays normalized. So hydration is number one. So you want to drink about half your body's weight in ounces of water a day. So get a container, fill it, 32-ounce container is good to have. Fill it up 3 times a day, 2 times a day, whatever, halfway, 2.5, whatever is the amount that is specific for your weight. So if you're 200 pounds, you do 100 ounces a day. If you're 150 pounds, 75 ounces. So hydration is number one. Then it's a lot of what we don't do. So we want to avoid, obviously, highly salted food, and we want to avoid a lot of preservative-laden food. So the rule of thumb here with regulating blood pressure is hydrate and stick to a very clean eating diet. So we want to avoid a lot of meat, we want to avoid dairy, we want to avoid sugar, we want to avoid MSG, we want to avoid baking soda, we want to avoid aged food, so fermented food in a lot of cases, because that can ramp it up, alcohol, soft drinks, preservative-laden food, sugar substitutes, anything that comes away from that whole food, natural source type food. So if we get away from meat and we get away from preservative-laden food, we're looking at fruits and vegetables, right? I mean, this is the old way of healing. This is the old way that supplies our bodies with what we need, and it's what's been used without fault for millennia. And that's really what it takes. So if we're making sure our food is naturally sourced, so it's fruit and veg and nuts and seeds, when you have that type of diet, you're going to have high vitamin C and high bioflavonoids, which are excellent at lowering the blood pressure. You can throw some extra garlic into your diet, which is also very good at lowering blood pressure. Get outside, move in the fresh air, exercise, get the heart rate up a little bit. So hydrating, exercise, avoiding certain foods like preservative-laden food, food that doesn't come from a natural source, that's not of a whole food variety, and throwing some garlic in the diet, high vitamin C. Those are some things you can do away from getting acupuncture to help with the process of lowering the blood pressure. And it's not like it happens overnight. You might get a lowering immediately, but it takes some time as you implement those protocols for the blood pressure to lower. And it lowers because we're decreasing inflammation in our bodies through those processes. So those are some tips. I hope they help. Blood pressure is very prevalent and something we see a lot of, and acupuncture as always can help, but there's a lot of tools that we can use to help lower it outside of the clinic. So we'll see you next time for the next healthy tip of the day. David Fife at Lake Country Acupuncture signing off. We'll see you soon.